welcome, welcome, welcome. I hope we are live. As soon as I get someone um, logged into the live, if you could give me a thumbs up that we are live and I can be heard crystal clear. Give just a moment. So um, today is going to be a abundance and prosperity meditation. We did one on Friday. Thank you, in the cash. We did one on Friday. It was very good. It runs about 7 to 8 minutes. Um, the goal for doing these meditations in a live setting with others able to participate is so that we can take advantage of the group consciousness and the group's attention and focus on a specific area so we can call forth these frequencies that we desire and these experiences that we desire. Abundance and prosperity um, is actually relevant to quite a few different areas in life. I know it's typically seems like it's speaking about money and success or whatever success looks like to you. However, abundance and prosperity relates to the the achieving of your goals in whichever area you're looking for. So whether that's in relationships, being prosperous in your relationships, being prosperous in the dynamics of your life, whether it be through your family and friends, it be through your relationship with your children, it be through relationships with your business connections. The goal is to make sure that we are calling forth the desired goals, the desired experiences and frequencies. So, this is an extension of that. And this is something that we're going to consistently do with not only abundance and prosperity, however, other frequencies as well that we want to call forth and add to our experience, or even strengthen the work that we individually do already. So, an example of that is Ho'oponopono. Ho'oponopono is a calling of the frequencies of reconciliation, gratitude, love, and forgiveness. Those four frequencies, those four energies together uh, create and make up what the healing practice, which is Ho'oponopono. It's done in a mantra format, and it can be repeated. It can be dove into in a meditative state where you can spend time internally with real focus on each of those frequencies. So you can spend some real time and focus on love. You can spend real time and focus on gratitude, real time and focus on reconciliation and forgiveness. And when you can call forth and understand what it looks like to be those energies and those frequencies, and you can call it forth into your experience, it gives us a boost into navigating our day-to-day things, day-to-day uh, experiences that we have to figure out how to navigate. So sometimes reconciliation, we need to call forth that frequency of reconciliation so that we can mend certain troubles or mend certain bruises that have been created due to the old us. So the old version of me might have done or created certain dynamics in my life, yet I need to call forth the frequency of reconciliation so that I can mend some of those bridges and be beyond who I was before and kind of rectify or clear the karma of what I did before. So that's an example of how calling forth the frequency or the energy of reconciliation has direct effect in our day-to-day lives. Same for love, especially gratitude. I'm sure that's a very easy one to understand. Calling forth the frequencies of gratitude allows us to experience and be in the place where we continue to have more things to be grateful for. Um, Forgiveness is a big one. Forgiveness is a hard one for a lot of us. Uh, Forgiving self and forgiving others. Some of us are very quick and easy to forgive ourselves, but have a hard time forgiving others. And others of us are, it's reversed. We uh, we allow and forgive people for being who they are or where they are in their journey. However, we criticize and condemn ourselves so heavily, internally and externally, for being who we were or where we were in our knowledge or in our journey, and not being the fullest evolved version of ourselves. We must be able to forgive self and others when it's appropriate. That does not mean we forget. That does not mean we do not utilize the past information to inform our future decisions. However, forgiving is us with us, and that's a frequency that would greatly benefit us to have in our bandwidth of energies and frequencies. So we have Ho'oponopono as an example of another meditation mantra that we're going to add to this offering of during the week, us doing little pop-up meditations. There's a few other ones on Saturday night in our high frequency living uh, conversation. We spoke about calling forth the divine masculine, and Lakesh K calling forth the divine masculine. And the funny thing about that, I want to give some, we didn't speak too much on it, but I want to give some clarity that that is not just for the men to do, to call forth the divine masculine. The same way calling forth the divine feminine within self, I don't just leave that for the women to do. It benefits me greatly to pursue that, to call forth the divine polarity of my own self, because we are made up of masculine and feminine. Although I am a physical representation of masculine, who I am, my soul, is a balance of masculine and feminine. So for me to be able to be whole, I call forth the divine feminine to add to the divine masculine. And I call forth to be whole. And I can call forth that frequency and embody some versions or reach whatever versions of the divine feminine that I can reach. But I also, by calling forth that frequency, get the opportunity to attract the divine feminine into my life. And that might come from another party outside of self. So the same reverse for everyone who is the divine feminine, and you all are women. If you call forth the divine masculine, you're calling forth the divine masculine to step into and to add certain elements and traits to your own being that that bring balance to your feminine energy. But you also are calling forth the divine masculine into your experience so that you can experience it from the others outside of yourself. And I think that's very powerful to really like sit with and explore for a moment, that when we call forth the other polarity of ourselves, we're not only asking to be it or to embody some version of it that we can, we're inviting the other representations of that polarity into our experience and into our world. So I'm calling forth the divine feminine. I'm calling forth the experience with the feminine energy to only be divine and to be the versions of feminine energy that is the divine feminine and the highest expressions of it. Then I get to have that in my relationships with the feminine that comes into my life through family, friends, associates, etc., relationships. So I think that's something to think about and review in your own mind for a moment, when you have the opportunity to see what it looks like to call forth the other polarity, and then experience what it looks like to be it and to experience it from outside of self. Do we even know what it looks like for the divine masculine to be in our presence and in our lives, and what we want to experience from that masculine energy when it is in our lives? Same vice versa for the masculine calling forth the feminine. And Lakesh, Stacy, appreciate everybody being chiming in. We're going to go ahead and in about just a couple more minutes, I'm going to give a few other people an opportunity to get in. So that way, when we start the meditation, we can do it as a group. That's my goal. So let's say in just a few more minutes, we'll play the meditation. So I would encourage everybody, if you're not already, get comfortable, get somewhere comfortable, get somewhere where there's limited distraction so that for this 7-minute meditation, you can be fully locked in. Okay. Um, I will express gratitude as always for Inlakesh Studio One's support and partnership in all of these opportunities to bring forth high frequency living. We are growing and developing this as a new iteration of things that we do. So as high frequency living gets the ball rolling, and Lakesh Studio One has been right there along the way, assisting greatly and making sure we have what we need to be successful, making sure that we are being energetically and physically supported through our process. So I'm extremely grateful. I heard that yesterday, Inlakesh Studio One was set up at the Woman in Wellness event in Midtown Atlanta and had quite a few card readings, was doing card pulls and readings. I'm looking forward to maybe seeing few clips of that. Or maybe when we get on and do the Ho'oponopono with you, Diane, who is the proprietor of Inlakesh Studio One, who we can discuss what that experience is like doing these readings out at these events. That's pretty awesome, and I'm so happy for you having success with that venture. If anybody has any thoughts, questions, even if it's about some other aspects of what we're doing through Of the Sun, high frequency living, or anything else, feel free to put it in the chat and I'll make sure that it gets responded to, whether it be on here or in the directly to you as well. And that's always a open invite, just so everyone knows. It's always an open invite to reach out if you have any thoughts or questions or anything along those lines. All righty. I'm about to pull up this audio. Everybody go ahead and get real still and let's do this. Let me give myself a little space as well. All righty. Drink some water. Ooh, pause. There we go. I'm just realized
All
that
that
you
is.
all are not hearing
We are
it.
one with all that is. It
That's
is
awful.
flowing through us now. We feel
I
the
was over here getting
universal life
right.
energy of all that is. Shall we call
One
forth aid and
moment.
support from all that is? We are one with all that is. It is flowing through us now. We feel the universal life energy of all that is. Shall we call forth the highest possible vibration? Shall we call forth the highest possible vibration? Shall we call forth the highest?
We're going to restart it so that everyone can start real good and together and fresh, okay? And I hope that you can hear it clear and live as I start it.
Of the sun's daily abundance and prosperity meditation. To achieve the highest level of effectiveness, we will begin by raising ourselves into the highest levels of elevation through brief energy hygiene practices, such as aligning with all that is, calling forth the highest possible vibration, the frequency of truth, and the divine feminine. And may we all begin by joining and taking a deep cleansing inhale, breathing in life, and allowing the life to inform all levels of our physical being. And on the exhale, releasing all anti-life, allowing the body to relax, shoulders dropping, loosening muscles in the arms, legs, and feet. Embracing stillness. Shall we call forth aid and support from all that is? We are one with all that is. It is flowing through us now. We feel the universal life energy of all that is. Shall we call forth aid and support from all that is? We are one with all that is. It is flowing through us now. We feel the universal life energy of all that is. Shall we call forth aid and support from all that is? We are one with all that is. It is flowing through us now. We feel the universal life energy of all that is. Shall we call forth the highest possible vibration? Shall we call forth the highest possible vibration? Shall we call forth the highest possible vibration? Shall we call forth the frequency of truth? Shall we call to see the truth in all that we see? Shall we call to hear the truth in all that we hear? Shall we call to speak the truth in all that we say? Shall we call forth nothing less than the truth to come forward into our experience? Shall we call forth the power of the divine feminine to return back into our world, bringing forth balance through the way of honor, respect, and gratitude? Shall we call forth the power of the divine feminine to return back into our world, bringing forth balance through the way of honor, respect, and gratitude? Shall we call forth the power of the divine feminine to return back into our world, bringing forth balance through the way of honor, respect, and gratitude? Shall we call forward the allies of the Sun Collective to create pathways for the manifestation of money? Shall we all seek, reach, and meet the frequencies of success and joy in all things? Shall we call forward the necessary powers associated with money as allies with the Sun Collective? Shall we ask that our allies with power associated with money to push forward manifestation, release, and protection of money for everyone current and working with the Sun Collective? Shall we, with our allies, eradicate and replace with positive and apply in Lakesh to any and all interference or roadblocks that target specifically the abundance and prosperity of any or all within the Sun Collective? Shall we do this full force at the current level of power at the appropriate level deep, full force and squared, and apply Enlicash and Veritas for a 24-hour recurring cycle. Shall we make this so? And so it is. Shall we call forward the allies of the Sun Collective to create pathways for the manifestation of money? Shall we all seek, reach, and meet the frequencies of success and joy in all things? Shall we call forward the necessary powers associated with money as allies with the Sun Collective? Shall we ask that our allies with power associated with money to push forward manifestation, release, and protection of money for everyone current and working with the Sun Collective? Shall we, with our allies, eradicate and replace with positive and apply Enlicash to any and all interference or roadblocks that target specifically the abundance and prosperity of any or all within the Sun Collective? Shall we do this full force at the current level of power at the appropriate level deep, full force and squared, and apply Enlicash and Veritas for a 24-hour recurring cycle? Shall we make this so? And so it is. Shall we call forward the allies of the Sun Collective to create pathways for the manifestation of money? Shall we all seek, reach, and meet the frequencies of success and joy in all things? Shall we call forward the necessary powers associated with money as allies with the Sun Collective? Shall we ask that our allies with power associated with money to push forward manifestation, release, and protection of money for everyone current and working with the Sun Collective? Shall we, with our allies, eradicate and replace with positive and apply Enlicash to any and all interference or roadblocks that target specifically the abundance and prosperity of any or all within the Sun Collective? Shall we do this full force at the current level of power at the appropriate level deep, full force and squared, and apply Enlicash and Veritas for a 24-hour recurring cycle? Shall we make this so? And so it is. We thank you for joining our Abundance and Prosperity Meditation. You may join us daily to increase the field of your frequency bandwidth with the frequencies of abundance and prosperity at the times of 2:45 p.m. and 8:45 p.m. Eastern Standard. May you maintain the frequencies of abundance and prosperity, stretching to see the evidence throughout your day. Enlicash and Veritas, with honor, respect, and gratitude.
I felt my palms itching. Don't they say that means some abundance is coming your way? I want to thank Tavares for that pre-recorded meditation that we utilized. And as he mentioned at the end of the meditation, that at 2:45 and 8:45 Eastern Standard Time, we encourage all those who would like to on your own, in the privacy of your own space, to access it and to, on your own, you can replay this audio and go straight to the meditation and know that others of us in other areas will be doing the same so that we can access the group consciousness. Same, Stacy said fingertips too. That's right. It's coming your way, Stacy. I know it. All righty. Thank you all for bearing with me on the audio part of it. I had it playing on my end, but not on your end. Okay. We did it. We will be back here at 12 on Wednesday. I'm going ahead and reserving the making the reservation right now with my own schedule. to to be here at 12 p.m. on Wednesday. So everyone can expect that. We will have a meditation. I do not know which one I'm going to do yet. So I'm just, that part will be a surprise. But if you'd like to join 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time this upcoming Wednesday in 2 days. Okay. I greatly appreciate everybody's uh, support and engagement with what we're doing. And let's keep this going. Let's take advantage of all of our like-minded energy and support going to the same direction. And if you have any thoughts or questions, like I shared, reach out. It can be via email at contact@ofthesun. You can reach out on Instagram at High Frequency Living or at We Are of the Sun. All one word. We Are of the Sun. You can send a DM, send an email, and I will make sure that we respond. Thank everybody for your time and attention, and I will see you all Wednesday, 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. In Lakesh and Veritas, and have a wonderful day.